Okay, wait, before we even start recording properly, I have to tell you what happened to me this morning.
Oh no, why do I already feel like I know where this is going?
Because you know me, David. So I had this whole plan, right? Wake up at 7, go for a run, write for an hour before work.
The classic Sara plan, the plan that exists beautifully in your head.
Exactly. And I woke up, I picked up my phone just to check the time, and then I swear to you, the next time I looked up, it was 9:30.
2.5 hours gone.
Gone, vanished. I don't even remember what I was watching. Some guy was building a tiny house, then somehow I was watching cat videos, and then I was reading comments under a video about, I don't even know, pasta recipes maybe?
See, this is exactly why I don't trust mornings. Mornings lie to you. They tell you you're going to be productive today, and then your phone just goes, actually, no, you're not.
Right? And the worst part is I wasn't even having fun. Like I wasn't enjoying it. I was just stuck, scrolling, like my thumb had a mind of its own.
Okay, but here's the thing. This happens to me constantly too. And I used to think something was wrong with me. Like, why can I dream so big, but I can't even get myself to open my laptop?
Yes, that's exactly it. You have all these plans, all these goals. You can literally picture your future. And then reality is you on the couch watching a stranger renovate a kitchen in Norway.
Honestly, some of those kitchens are really nice though.
They are. That's the problem.
Okay, but seriously, this is actually what we wanted to talk about today, right? Because I feel like so many people deal with this exact thing.
Yeah, and it's such a specific feeling too. It's not that you're not motivated in your head. You have huge dreams. You can literally see yourself succeeding. Like the image is so clear in your mind, it almost feels real.
But then it's time to actually do the work.
And you freeze.
You just freeze. And you tell yourself, okay, tomorrow will be different.
And then tomorrow comes.
And you do the exact same thing all over again.
It's like a loop, a really annoying loop.
A loop that repeats itself forever, apparently, based on my life.
Honestly, there's a perfect expression for exactly this feeling, stuck in a rut.
Ooh, I like that one. What does it actually mean?
So a rut is basically a groove, like a track that gets worn into the ground when the same wheel rolls over it again and again. So stuck in a rut means you're trapped in this repetitive routine, doing the same unproductive thing over and over, and you just can't seem to break out of it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I felt stuck in a rut with my mornings for like 2 years now.
Okay, so here's a word for you guys listening, because this is actually a really useful word. This thing we're describing, when you keep delaying something you know you should be doing, that's called procrastination. To procrastinate, it basically means putting something off again and again, usually to do something easier or more enjoyable instead.
Which, by the way, is a word I use about myself constantly. Sorry, I'm procrastinating on that email. I'm procrastinating on my taxes. It's like my personal brand at this point.
There's also a more casual way to say almost the same thing, by the way, to put something off.
Oh, I use that one even more, honestly. I keep putting off going to the gym.
Exactly. Same idea, just more everyday. Procrastinate sounds a little academic, but put it off is what you'd actually hear a friend say in real conversation.
Which, if I'm being honest, describes basically my entire to-do list. Things I've been putting off for weeks now.
Honestly, mine too. But here's what's interesting, and this is the part that really got me thinking. This isn't really about being lazy, like actual laziness.
Right, because lazy people don't have big dreams. Lazy people are just like, I'm fine where I am.
Exactly. But this is a totally different type of person. This is someone who's ambitious, someone who wants more, someone who imagines success in so much detail, and still can't make themselves move.
And that's such a strange contradiction, right? Like, how can you want something so badly and still not do anything about it?
That's the whole psychology of it. And that's kind of what we want to dig into today. Not in some boring textbook way, but just let's actually talk about what's going on in our brains when this happens. Because I think almost everyone listening right now knows exactly what we're talking about.
Oh, 100%. I guarantee half the people listening are supposed to be doing something else right now.
Probably true. Hi, if that's you, welcome. We're not judging.
We're the last people who could judge anyone for this.
Okay, so let's actually paint the picture, because I feel like this cycle has like a very specific shape to it. You wake up with good intentions, right?
Always. Every single morning, I am a new person with a new plan.
Today is the day. That's basically the daily motto.
Today is the day I finally start that project.
Today is the day I take the first step.
And then, the phone.
And then the phone. You check it just for a second, just to see the time, just to see if anyone texted you.
And a few minutes turns into what? An hour?
An hour, easily. And before you even realize what happened, half the day is already gone.
And then you're like, okay, fine, I'll start after lunch.
Lunch comes, lunch goes.
And now you're tired. Suddenly you're so tired.
Where does that tiredness even come from? You did nothing all day.
It's a mystery, a scientific mystery.
And then you say, okay, I'll start tomorrow when I have more energy.
And the cycle just repeats.
And at night, this is the part that really hurts, right? You're lying in bed and you feel this guilt, like a heavy kind of guilt.
Yeah, that specific nighttime guilt, where you're just staring at the ceiling like, I wasted another day.
And you promise yourself tomorrow will be different. You even make little plans in your head, and for like 30 seconds, you feel this burst of motivation.
And then tomorrow comes, and the motivation is just gone, like it evaporated overnight.
It's honestly a little bit funny how predictable it is.
It would be funny if it wasn't also kind of painful, you know?
No, totally, I agree. And if this has been going on for you for months or even years, and you're sitting there wondering, am I ever going to change? I really want you to keep listening, because there's actually a reason this happens, and understanding it changes everything.
Yeah, so let's get into the actual psychology part, because this is the part that blew my mind a little when I first learned about it.
Okay, so basically what's happening is you're living in this constant internal conflict. Like there are two parts of you having an argument all day long.
Oh, I know this argument well.
One part of you wants to achieve big things. That part dreams huge. That part sets goals, imagines success, gets excited thinking about the future.
That's the fun part of your brain, the exciting part.
Right, but then there's this other part, and this part wants to avoid discomfort at all costs. This part wants safety. It wants ease. It basically wants to protect you from failure, from rejection, from anything that feels hard.
And right now, for most of us, that second part is winning.
It's winning constantly. And here's the thing, it's not because you're weak, it's not a character flaw. Your brain is literally designed to avoid pain and chase pleasure. That's just basic human wiring.
So when you think about sitting down to work on your goals,
Your brain sees it as a threat.
a threat? Like it thinks I'm in danger because I have to write an email?
Basically, yes. Your brain sees effort. It sees uncertainty. It sees the possibility that you might fail. And it does not like any of that.
So it hands you an easier option.
Exactly. Scroll your phone, watch a video, play a game, something that feels good right now, immediately.
Instant relief.
Instant relief. And your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine. You feel a bit better, the discomfort disappears for a moment.
And your brain learns, oh, avoiding my goals makes me feel good.
So it just keeps pushing you to avoid.
Which honestly, when you explain it like that, it kind of makes sense. Like, it's not that I'm broken, it's that my brain thinks it's protecting me.
That's exactly it. It thinks it's keeping you safe. But here's the problem. While it's protecting you from that short-term discomfort, it's quietly stealing your long-term happiness.
Oh, that is different.
Right? Because every single day you avoid your goals, you're building a habit of avoidance. And every time you choose comfort over action, you're basically teaching your own brain that your dreams don't really matter.
And then at night, when you feel that guilt,
You're reinforcing this belief that you're just not good enough. And the cycle gets harder and harder to break the longer it goes on.
Okay, real talk for a second. Before we go further, I want to actually pause and just say something to whoever's listening right now.
Go for it.
If you're new here, welcome. Seriously, this is English FB. And honestly, what we try to do here isn't just teach you vocabulary out of a textbook. It's give you real conversations, real English, the way people actually talk, with real topics that matter, like this one.
Yeah, because we always say you don't really learn a language from lists. You learn it from listening to people talk about real life, real emotions, real problems, and picking things up naturally, the same way you picked up your first language as a kid.
Exactly. So if you're listening and thinking, wait, I actually understood most of that conversation, that's the whole point. That's the goal. We want you sitting here at a B1, B2 level, following along, catching new words and context without it ever feeling like a boring lesson.
And if this is your first time with us, stick around because we do this every week. Real topics, real conversations, real English.
Okay, back to the topic because I feel like we just got to the really juicy part.
Yes, let's keep going. So we talked about procrastination. We talked about this comfort versus ambition battle in your brain. But there's another huge piece of this puzzle, and it's perfectionism.
Oh my God, perfectionism. This one is personal for me.
Tell me.
Okay, so I've wanted to start my own little business for like 2 years now?
Mm-hmm.
I have literally had the entire plan in my head for 2 years. Like, I could describe it to you in perfect detail right now.
You definitely could. You've described it to me like 5 times.
Exactly. But I haven't started because every time I think about starting, I think, okay, but I need the perfect website first, or I need to have the perfect plan, or I need to feel 100% ready.
And ready never actually comes, though, right?
Never. It's like this thing on the horizon that keeps moving further away the closer you get to it.
And that's such a perfect way to describe perfectionism, actually, because it's not really about having high standards. A lot of people think that, oh, I'm just a perfectionist. I like things done well. But really,
It's fear. It's fear wearing a nice little disguise.
yes, it's your brain giving you a very sophisticated excuse to never start.
Because if I never actually launch the thing,
You can never fail at it.
right, as long as it stays a plan in my head, it's perfect. It's flawless. Nobody can criticize it.
But the second you put it out into the real world,
It becomes real, and real things can be judged. Real things can fail.
and honestly, I think that's connected to something even deeper, which is fear, like real fear. Because if you actually try and it doesn't work out,
Then you have to face the possibility that maybe you're not as special as you thought you were.
exactly. Maybe your idea isn't as good as it seemed in your head. Maybe you're not as capable as you imagined.
Which is a genuinely terrifying thought.
It is. And that fear is paralyzing. So it's easier to just stay in the fantasy version. Keep dreaming, keep planning, keep imagining. Because as long as you never test it in the real world,
You get to keep believing you could succeed if you wanted to.
right, but deep down,
Deep down, you know that belief is kind of hollow, kind of empty.
And here's something that I think is really important to understand. And honestly, it changed the way I think about failure completely. Failure is not the opposite of success.
Wait, say that again?
Failure is not the opposite of success. Inaction is the opposite of success. Doing nothing.
Oh, okay, that actually hits hard.
Right? Because when you fail at something, you actually learn something. You get information. But when you do nothing,
You learn absolutely nothing. You just stay exactly where you are.
and think about anyone you admire, anyone successful, I promise you they have failed more times than you've even tried.
Oh, easily.
The difference is they kept moving. They took action even when it wasn't perfect. They started before they felt ready.
They built momentum through actually doing things, not through waiting to feel motivated.
That word momentum is such a good one, actually. To build momentum means that once you start moving, even just a little bit, it gets easier and easier to keep going, kind of like a snowball rolling downhill and picking up size as it goes.
Right, so the hardest part is always that very first push.
Exactly. After that, you build momentum, and things just start to flow more naturally on their own.
Okay, that actually makes so much sense.
Exactly, which brings us to this really old saying that I think fits perfectly here. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Oh, I love that one.
It's such an old proverb, but it's so true. It basically means that no matter how huge or overwhelming something feels, you don't need to see the whole path. You just need to take the first small step.
You know, that actually reminds me of something that happened to me. Can I tell you a quick story?
Please go for it.
Okay, so a few years ago, I decided I wanted to run a marathon. Full marathon, 42 kilometers.
Which is insane, by the way. I could never.
It felt insane to me too at the beginning. Like, I remember looking up the training plan and just feeling this wave of panic. 42 kilometers? I could barely run to catch the bus at that point.
Relatable.
And I almost didn't sign up because in my head, I kept picturing the whole thing, the whole marathon all at once, and it felt completely impossible. Like, how does a person even do that?
So what changed?
Honestly, a friend told me, stop thinking about the marathon. Just think about tomorrow's run. That's it. So the first day, I didn't think about race day at all. I just laced up my shoes and ran for 15 minutes.
That's it?
That's it. 15 minutes. And the next day, another small run, and then another. And somewhere around month 4, I looked back and realized, wait, I've actually been training for a marathon this whole time.
That gives me chills a little bit, honestly.
It really is just one small step and then another one. And you don't even realize how far you've walked until you look back.
I love that. Okay, and speaking of things you don't realize until later, there's actually a really common expression that connects perfectly to this whole idea. And I want to bring it up now because it fits so well.
Which one?
To bite the bullet.
Oh, I like that one.
So basically, to bite the bullet means to force yourself to do something difficult or unpleasant, especially after avoiding it for a while, because you know you just have to get it done.
Like when you've been avoiding a phone call for 2 weeks.
Exactly. And finally, you're just like, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet and just call them.
Yeah, actually, funny enough, that's exactly what happened with me and my dentist appointment last month.
Oh no, here we go.
I had been avoiding calling to book an appointment for like 3 weeks. Every day I told myself I'll do it tomorrow. And finally, I was just sitting there. And I said out loud to nobody, okay, I'm just going to bite the bullet and call them right now.
And did you?
I did. And it took like 90 seconds. The whole thing I had been dreaded for 3 weeks took 90 seconds.
That's always how it goes, though, isn't it? The task itself is never actually as bad as the anxiety around avoiding it.
Never. The waiting is always worse than the doing.
Okay, so let's talk about what people usually think is the problem here, because I think this is where a lot of people get stuck in the wrong mindset.
You mean like, I just need more discipline?
Exactly that. People think I'm just not disciplined enough, or successful people have some special quality I don't have, or if I just had more motivation, everything would change.
But that's not really how it works, is it?
No, because motivation is just a feeling, and feelings come and go all day, every day. You can't build an entire life on top of something that unstable.
You need something more solid than that.
You need structure. You need systems. Discipline isn't something people are just born with. It's something you build one small decision at a time.
Okay, so let's actually get practical here, because I feel like we've explained the why really well, but people are probably sitting there going, okay, but how do I actually change this?
Yes, let's do it. So the first hard truth, and I mean this gently but firmly, you are not going to feel like doing it.
Ever?
Basically never, honestly. You're probably not going to wake up one day bursting with energy and excitement to do hard things. That's just not really how the brain works for most people.
So what, you just do it anyway?
You do it anyway, especially when you don't feel like it. Because every single time you take action despite that resistance, you're literally rewiring your brain.
You're teaching it that discomfort isn't actually dangerous.
Exactly. You're building the muscle of discipline, little by little.
Okay, and I think the next part connects to this really well. Start small, like ridiculously small.
Yes. Please don't try to change your entire life overnight because that's just perfectionism showing up again in a different costume.
Perfectionism wearing a disguise, sneaking back in.
Exactly. Pick one small thing. Maybe it's working for 15 minutes. Maybe it's writing one paragraph. Maybe it's just making one phone call.
Like my dentist call.
Like your dentist call. It doesn't matter how small it is. What matters is that you actually do it. And then you do it again the next day and the day after that.
You're not trying to be perfect.
You're trying to be consistent because consistency is what builds habits, and habits are what build entire lives.
Okay, here's something nobody really tells you though, and I think it's important. Discipline feels terrible at first, like genuinely uncomfortable.
Oh, 100%. Your brain is going to fight you on it. It's going to give you every excuse in the book.
You're tired. You deserve a break. You can start tomorrow.
All the classics.
And you kind of just have to ignore all of it and sit down and do the work, even when every part of you wants to run away.
But here's the good news. After you do that a few times, it actually starts to get easier.
Not easy.
No, definitely not easy, but easier. Your brain starts to realize, oh, this discomfort isn't going to kill me, and it adapts. And eventually that resistance gets quieter.
Okay, and I think this next point is honestly one of the most underrated ones. Your environment.
Oh, environment is huge.
Because your environment is controlling you way more than you probably realize. If your phone is sitting right next to you,
You're going to check it.
if your workspace is a mess,
You're going to feel scattered and unfocused.
and if you're surrounded by distractions all day,
You're going to get distracted, obviously. And here's the key thing. This isn't really a willpower problem.
it's a design problem.
Exactly. Successful people genuinely do not have more willpower than the rest of us. They just have better systems. They remove temptations before temptation even has a chance to show up.
They set up their whole environment so the easy choice is also the productive choice.
So practically, that might mean turn off your notifications.
Put your phone in another room, not just face down on the table. Actually leave the room.
I know that one's painful to hear.
It is, but it works. Clean your desk, set a specific time every day for focused work, and protect that time like it's sacred.
Tell people not to disturb you during that time.
Close all your unnecessary tabs. Seriously, all 47 of them.
Guilty.
Remove everything that isn't essential, because every time you remove a distraction, you're also removing a tiny decision you'd otherwise have to make.
And every decision you don't have to make is energy you get to put toward your actual goals instead.
Okay, and here's a hard one. And honestly, it applies to both of us. You need to stop consuming so much content about productivity.
Oh, this one's personal.
I know. Like you're watching videos about success, reading articles about productivity, listening to podcasts about motivation.
Ironically, like this one.
Ironically, yes, even this one. And it feels like progress, right? It feels like you're doing something useful.
But really, it can become just another form of avoidance.
Your brain tricking you into thinking that learning about the thing is the same as actually doing the thing.
And honestly, most people already know what they need to do. They don't need more information.
They need to stop learning and start executing.
So, funny enough, if you're listening to this and you've been nodding along this whole time, after this episode ends, close the app and go do one small thing that moves you forward.
Just one thing. That's the whole assignment.
Okay, here's another hard truth, and I think this one is really freeing once you accept it. You need to accept that your first attempt at something is going to be bad.
Genuinely bad, probably.
Yes, like truly not good. And that's completely normal. That's just part of the process. Every expert you admire was a beginner once.
Every incredible piece of work started as a rough, messy first draft.
You're not going to create something amazing on your first try. And that's okay, because right now, you're not trying to be great. You're trying to start. You're trying to build the habit of just showing up. Quality comes later. Consistency comes first.
And here's what's going to happen once you actually start taking action, just to prepare you. You're going to feel resistance.
You're going to want to quit at some point, probably more than once.
You're going to have days where you completely fall back into your old patterns.
And that's okay. Genuinely, that's okay, because progress was never a straight line to begin with.
You're going to mess up sometimes. You're going to skip a day here and there.
But the people who actually succeed, they don't let one bad day turn into a bad week.
They don't let one mistake become a big excuse to just give up completely.
They just acknowledge the setback and they get back on track. That's really the whole secret.
Just keep coming back.
Just keep coming back. And on that note, there's something else that's really, really important, and I think we don't talk about it enough. You need to stop beating yourself up so much.
Oh, this is a big one for me.
Because guilt doesn't actually motivate you. Shame doesn't make you better at anything.
Every time you lie in bed hating yourself for wasting another day.
You're honestly just making the whole problem worse.
So instead, practice self-compassion.
Which basically means talking to yourself the way you talk to a good friend, instead of like some harsh critic.
So instead of, I'm such a failure, I wasted the entire day again,
It's more like, okay, I messed up today. That's fine. Tomorrow's a new day.
I didn't do everything I planned, and that's completely fine. Let me just do one thing right now.
And forgiveness here doesn't mean letting yourself off the hook completely.
No, it's more about giving yourself permission to try again without dragging around all the weight of your past failures.
And honestly, I think this is the most important thing to remember out of everything we've talked about today. You are not lazy.
Lazy isn't who you are.
Lazy is just something you've been doing. And there's a real difference between those two things.
Who you are is someone with dreams, with potential, with the actual ability to change.
What you've been doing is avoiding discomfort, because your brain just hasn't learned yet that discomfort can actually lead to growth.
But now, hopefully, you understand the psychology behind it a little better.
And understanding is genuinely the first step toward change.
Ambition without action is really just a fantasy at the end of the day.
Wishing alone was never going to build the life you actually want.
But at the same time, action without self-compassion doesn't last very long either.
You need discipline to take action even when you don't feel like it at all.
And you need compassion to forgive yourself when you inevitably fall short sometimes.
That balance right there is really what creates lasting change.
So here's what we'd honestly love for you to do after this episode. Stop watching videos about change and start actually being the change.
Even this one, like we said.
Even this one. Stop planning your whole life out in your head and start living a little piece of it today.
Stop waiting around for motivation to magically show up and start building discipline instead, brick by brick.
Take one small step today, because that one small step teaches your brain that you're actually serious this time.
And if you take another small step tomorrow, that momentum just keeps growing.
And before you even realize it, you won't recognize the person you used to be.
You've spent so much time imagining the life you want.
Now is actually time to go build it.
Not someday, not when you finally feel ready.
Just now. You start now, and then you keep going.
One day at a time, one decision at a time, one small action at a time.
That's really how lives change, honestly.
That's how dreams become real. Not through some big dramatic moment, but through small, consistent choices that quietly add up over time.
You're capable of so much more than you've shown yourself so far.
But nobody's going to do this part for you.
Nobody's coming to save you from yourself, unfortunately.
You're the only one who can actually break this cycle.
But hey, you're not broken, and you're definitely not hopeless.
You're just stuck in a pattern, and patterns, as we've talked about today, can absolutely be changed.
It's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be comfortable either, honestly.
But it's going to be worth it.
Because on the other side of all this struggle is the version of you that you've always wanted to become.
The version that doesn't just dream about things.
The version that actually does them.
Oh, okay, well, this was such a good one to talk through, honestly.
It really was. I feel like I need to go call my own dentist now.
Bite the bullet, Sarah.
I'm going to, I promise. Okay, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll catch you in the next one.
See you next time.